Hello, everyone. It's Connie Stewart with SimplySimpleStamping.com. Thanks so much for joining me for a new card making video. Today, we're going to feature 3 cards. And what you're going to love about these 3 cards is they are part of a card sketch. The thing I love most about card sketches is sometimes when your creative mojo is, it's a little lacking, these card sketches come in so handy because you can look at that and go, okay, that is a jumping off point. And that's exactly what I did with my 3 cards today. You know what? Let me show you the cards. Do you see an underlying theme here? Yeah, you see those 3 focal images? This is just one of those simple ideas that make card making so easy. Let me show you the actual card making layout. And this is actually a free download for you that you can download, save this. Whenever you're struggling for that creativity, you can always refer back to one of my Creative Juice sketch cards. Are you ready to create some easy cards? Of course you are. Let's head over to my stamping table and get started. Are you ready to create our first card? We're going to create a thank you card today. This one has been done with the artistically inked stamp set. And guys, we're actually going to use the matching dies that come with this one. But I wanted you to know if you don't have the dies, you can still create this card. We're only going to use one die today. And I do want to tell you, we're going to use this flower and you could fussy cut it. It would be a simple one to fussy cut if that's what you needed to do. Now let's talk about the cardstock we need. And guys, it's nice and easy. We're going to use some Magenta Madness, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. We're going to do some layering on that with some basic black and some basic white. I have a piece of basic black. It's going to go right here. That is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And then I have a piece of basic white on top that is going to be 3 3/4 by 5. Do you see? It's going to leave a really nice narrow mat, but it's just enough black to really make this card pop. Now we're going to need one more piece of basic white cardstock, and that's to die cut our flowers. This piece here is 1 3/4 by 5.5 inches. That's it. That's all we need. Actually, let's go ahead and start with this one. And we're going to take this flower, we're going to stamp it in Daffodil Delight, Pool Party, and Magenta Madness. And through the magic of television, I have that done for you. Those are already stamped and ready to go. Now, this is where I said that we could bring in our matching die. And you see, that's just going to lay right on top of there perfectly. We can run that through our die cutting machine. And again, you could fussy cut that as well. Let's die cut all 3 of our flowers. And just like that, we are ready. Okay, so now we're going to bring in the basic white that we had. We're going to do a little more stamping. We're going to come in with the leaf from this stamp set and a Just Jade ink pad. I just thought this was going to be a really, really pretty green. And I'm going to go ahead and kind of lay my flowers out here just to kind of give myself a little eyeball on where they're going to go. It's going to help me as I do my stamping. And I'm going to bring in that Just Jade ink pad. And now I can kind of see. I'm going to want a flower or a leaf. I'm sorry, it's a leaf, Connie. It's a leaf. We're going to do one here. We'll bring in a couple of them right there. And our last one, will come about here. All right, do you see? That was easy enough. And now with our Memento Black, we're going to say thanks. And this word thanks, it does come in this stamp set. And I'm telling you what, when we stamp this in the black ink, it's absolutely going to make these colors pop. Look at that. Pow, right? Now, don't forget, over at SimplySimpleStamping.com, you're going to find that free download that I have for you. And that is that Creative Juice card sketch. So whenever you're struggling a little bit and the creative mojo has gone whoop, well, you can just refer back to that file. I like to print them out and keep them in a notebook. Just print that out. You'll have that. Whenever you're struggling, flip through your Creative Juice book and we'll watch that mojo just come right back in. All right, let's go put our cards together. I'm excited to share all of them with you. I've put adhesive on the back of the Pool Party and the Daffodil Delight. So let's add a couple of our flowers here. And then with the one that was in the magenta, I've put Stampin' Dimensionals. And we'll add that right there. Super easy. Guys, we're going to put this card together. And stick around as I do this. I've got two more cards to share with you. And I've got a Christmas card and then just kind of a encouragement card. And I want you to see those. So I'm going to adhere these together. Now I can simply add adhesive to the back. This is going to go right there onto my Magenta Madness, but it needs one last thing, and that thing is bling. Everything needs some bling. I'm going to take my Take Your Pick tool, and we're going to add a few black matte dots. I love these. Now listen, if you maybe even have the rhinestones would look awesome there as well, but just a little bit of bling, and you guys, we've got an amazing quick card. And that's why I love creating with these sketches. I used, let's see, it looks like I kind of used this one right here to create this card. But you see, I have different versions. So let's see what I was able to do with the other versions of the card. All right, here is my Christmas card. And yep, I use this version right here. So there's that trio of images, but I want to show you how I did that because it's kind of fun and unique. For this card, I used the Frosted Gingerbread bundle. Now, this one, I will tell you, you are going to want to have the dies, and you're going to also want to have the designer series paper. So let me show you what I did. I took some of the designer series paper, and did you know that our dies will also die cut? I know, you're probably like totally freaking out right now going, wait, what? It'll do that? Yep, we can die cut these already kind of pre-designed, the shadings built in, everything. I can die cut those. And then I just did a little stamping. You're the icing to my gingerbread, added a few little accents there. And I just adhered those, honestly, in the exact same way. These two are adhered down, and then I used a Stampin' Dimensional there. My measurements are the same. I used real red cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5. I use shaded spruce as my background there, that nice little thin mat. Again, 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, and then my basic white 3 3/4 by 5. Talk about a quick and easy Christmas card. And I loved that I let that designer series paper do most of the work there. All right, my last card, I'm going to use this layout. And again, these layouts really are about the same. It's just the orientation of the card. I thought this one was really nice. I do love to send encouragement cards. And this one says, because of you, each day is a little bit brighter. So just kind of letting someone know how special they are. But I changed things up just a little bit with this card. I want you to see I did a little different cutting here on my basic white. So I've got a piece of basic white that is 5 1/4 by 8 inches and scored at 4 inches. So it's a little bit smaller than my piece of crumb cake. And that is a quarter sheet, 4 1/4 by 5.5. And you can see that's just going to layer right there. Now, let me show you what I did here. I used the Encircled in Friendship bundle. So wonderful images and sentiments here. And look at these gorgeous dies. Oh, they are stunning and they add so much to a card. So I was going to use this one here and I thought, oh, it's just right for those circle images. And you see, I just die cut those from the Soft Seafoam, Balmy Blue, and So Saffron. And then just did a little banner saying each day is a little bit brighter. Everything was stamped there in crumb cake. Added, of course, my bling, because you got to have your bling. And for that, I used the Elegant Faceted Gems. I thought that kind of had a real crumb cake feel to it, added a few gems. I did some Stampin' Dimensionals underneath my sentiment, just to give that a little extra pop. Guys, I'm telling you, I absolutely am loving working with the Creative Juice sketches. Let's go ahead and bring all of the cards back in. Because if you're ever struggling for a card, it's as simple as having that little piece of paper printed, maybe keep it in a book, whatever works for you, and you can just glance at the 4 different layouts here, pick a card, pick a focal image, and just like that, lickety split, you're going to be creating a really fantastic card. Thank you all so much for being a part of today's video. If you enjoyed it and you like those card sketches, give me a thumbs up on YouTube. I always appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed, click the great big red subscribe button so YouTube can let you know whenever I have a new video for you. Make it a great day, my friends. I can't wait to stamp with you next time. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.